Some people think selling a home is easy. Others don't even know where to start. The truth is, selling your home can be simple when you understand the steps, have the right strategy, and you know what to expect. But it can become stressful fast if you're guessing your way through it. It's normal to wonder what exactly happens when you sell your house. Can I do it on my own? What does a real estate agent actually do? In this video, I'm gonna walk you through every single step of the home selling process. Whether you're selling it solo or you're thinking about using a professional, you'll know what to expect. But first, I wanna thank you so much for watching my channel. My only goal with this channel is to provide you with value so you feel confident making the best decisions for yourself and for your family. If you'd like to stay connected, hit that subscribe button or check out the link in the description to schedule a call. We love connecting with our viewers. Okay, let's get into it. Step one, you have to make the decision to sell. Before you do anything else, get really clear on why you're selling. Are you relocating for work? Do you need more space? Are you going through a life change that's shifting your priorities? Whatever the reason, it matters. It shapes how fast you need to move, what kind of offer you'll accept, and even how much prep you want to do. Ask yourself, what's my timeline? What do I need to make from this sale? Am I emotionally ready to leave this home? Selling a home isn't just about the house. It's about where you're going next, physically, financially, and emotionally. Step two, get the house ready. This part, most people skip or rush through, and it shows. Preparing your home is about showing buyers how your house fits into their life, not showing off your stuff. So here are things you need to do. Deep clean everything, like spring cleaning times 10. Patch up walls, fix leaky faucets, tighten doorknobs, touch up the paint, remove the bold colors and make them neutral colors. Declutter and depersonalize photos, collections, and anything that distracts. Trim the landscaping and clean up the front entrance. If you're not sure what needs attention, try walking through your home like a stranger would. What stands out? What feels tired? What would make you hesitate? Every scuff, smell, or squeaky hinge tells a story. You just want to make sure it's the right one. Step three, understand the market and price it right. This is where things can get emotional and risky. Most homeowners want to sell for the highest possible price, of course, but the market decides what a home is worth, not memories, not sweat equity, and not hope. So here's how to price it. Look at what similar homes in your area have sold for in the last 3 to 6 months. Adjust based on condition, upgrades, lot size, and layout. Study the current supply and demand. Are homes selling fast or are they sitting? Consider how long you can afford to wait if your home doesn't sell quickly. Homes that are overpriced at the start often end up selling for less than they could have. After price drops, long market time, and buyer fatigue. It's better to be strategic than stubborn. Step four, market your home. You've only got a few seconds to make someone fall in love with your home online. Marketing isn't just about putting it on a few websites. It's about positioning it to attract attention, to get showings, and to create urgency. Here's what that might involve. Professional looking photos, not cell phone pics. Even though the cameras are really good in cell phones nowadays, you can always tell when they were taken with the phone. A clean and compelling listing description. Posting on multiple real estate websites, sharing through social media and neighborhood groups, creating flyers or brochures, hosting open houses or private showings. Most buyers shop online. Photos are your first showing. Lighting, angles, staging matter. If you want your home to stand out, don't skimp here. Step number 5, showings and buyer interest. This is when real people start walking through your house. They decide whether they can live there. Here's what to expect: daily or weekend showings, having to leave the home during the showings, keeping the house clean 24/7, getting questions and feedback from people who tour. Some helpful, some not so much. And sometimes it's a challenge getting that feedback. It can be tiring, but this is where the magic happens. If the house is presented well and priced right, this is when offers start rolling in. Hey, if you're still watching, thanks for sticking around. If this is helpful, hit that subscribe button. I share tips about living in Lexington and making smart moves. Okay, let's keep going. Step number 6, offers and negotiation. When an offer comes in, you'll need to review the full picture, not just the number. Every offer includes multiple terms: the sales price, the requested closing date, contingencies like inspections, financing, appraisal, and there's some other contingencies that can be included. Requests for repairs or seller-paid closing costs. Types of financing. Is it cash or are they going to get a loan? It's not always the highest offer that's the best. You want the one that's most likely to close with the terms that make sense for you. Negotiation isn't just about the price. It's about understanding what matters to the other side and knowing how to protect your own interests. You'll want to be confident in reviewing contracts, countering offers, and knowing what's fair and what's not. Step number 7, navigating the contract period. Once you've accepted an offer, there's still a lot to go through before you actually close. This is the longest part of the process. It's usually 30 to 45 days, and a lot happens behind the scenes. Here's what's happening during this period. The buyers schedule an inspection or inspections, which might lead to repair requests. An appraiser comes out. If the home doesn't appraise, you may have to renegotiate. The title company checks for liens or issues with ownership. The buyer's loan goes through underwriting. There's a lot of paperwork and waiting. You coordinate repairs, if any. You prepare documents and keep the deal on track. But the reality, this is where the deal falls apart if no one's watching the timeline or responding quickly. You'll want to stay on top of every email, every deadline, and every detail. Step number 8, the closing day. Finally, you're there. The big day. You meet at the title office or the attorney's office, you sign a stack of papers, and officially transfer ownership. Here's a few things to think about to wrap it up. Utilities need to be scheduled for shut-off or transfer. A final cleaning if agreed upon. You got to leave behind the keys, the garage door openers, and any type of paperwork that goes along with the mechanics of the house. You're going to double check that nothing's left behind, not just stuff, but responsibilities. Once the paperwork is signed and funds are transferred, it's done. Selling a home isn't impossible, but it's not just a weekend project either. It takes planning, it takes strategy, and it takes follow-through. So, should you sell on your own or should you get help? Here's the honest truth. You can sell your home on your own. Lots of people do it, and some even do it well. But it takes time, it takes attention, and it takes a whole lot of confidence that you know what you're doing. If you've got the time and the energy, go for it. But if you want support, a smoother experience, or just someone in your corner to guide you, to help protect you, and to help make sure you get the most out of the sale, hiring an agent is a solid move. You're not just hiring someone to put a sign in the yard. You're hiring someone to take the pressure off your shoulders, to help you avoid costly mistakes, and to keep the whole thing moving from start to finish, no matter what you decide. It's your home, your timeline, your call. And I hope this gave you some information that you need to make a confident choice. If you have more questions, just leave a comment below and I'll answer them. And if you're considering your options, I'd love to continue the conversation. You can work with me or one of the experienced agents on our team. Just book a call using the link callnhc.com. I always love it when my viewers turn into clients. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe. It's a free way to support me, and I'll see you in the next video.